Okay. Tell
Arashi,
me.
why did you go for
Tell me,
EVOS?
tell me.
No. Because they're good, man. They were so good yesterday against Rebellion Zion. They had the momentum on their side. And guess what? This is a team that they have faced before. This is EVOS Legends. Guess what? Back in Season 8, 100% victory in regular season for BTR. Season 7, 100% victory. Aside from the Grand Finals, of course, that went to EVOS Legends.
But hey, it's a... I don't know, it's interesting because it's a similar Bigatron Alpha, but a very different EVOS Legends. So... we've seen this again and again, right? A contrast in styles and changes compared to experience and synergy. So I'm looking forward to see, are these players all that the hype is about for EVOS Legends? Or is the synergy that they've been able to build up in such a limited amount of time going to match up against Bigatron? And it looks like the audience prediction by TikTok agrees with me.
Yeah, well, you're right, Arashi.
That was very sassy, by the way.
Yeah.
Agrees with me.
Arashi's with the sass, man. You know, I mean, he has the backing of the audience, 77%, so you can give him some slack, right? I do agree, though, that this EVOS Legends, I actually ranked EVOS Legends higher up in my power rankings compared to Bigatron Alpha. I think that EVOS Legends, if they are actually able to find that synergy and if they're able to find their identity, they might be stronger than BTR. But the thing is, we have no data about EVOS here in Season 10, and we have data on Bigatron Alpha.
Yeah, solid point, solid point. So we are moments away from the draft pick here. I'm wondering to see whether or not we're going to see some different heroes coming in from Bigatron. Because in yesterday's game, they stuck to what they knew. You know, they chose the same heroes that worked for them. And perhaps that may be the best way to maneuver this, right? They don't want to show too many cards, as now it is the drafting phase here on your screen between Bigatron and EVOS for match number 3, game number 1.
Oof. We can see that the Fanny and the Valentina is already banned out. So usually when the Valentina is banned out, the Faramis will follow soon after. Otherwise, the only team... the first pick team will get a huge advantage. The Ling is instantly banned out, so this hero we haven't seen a lot of it at all, and a lot of people think it's not really that strong in solo in ranked. But when you're with a pro team, when you're at the mechanical skill level of these pro players, that is a completely different ball game. So Ling is still very much respected in the MPL right now.
I'm getting flashbacks to Season 9. Remember the first time Bigatron met EVOS Legends, BTR were able to win. How? By banning 5 of Fair 6 heroes. Here, they've already gone for the Fanny and the Ling, 2 of Fair 6 signature picks. And EVOS Legends, they're going with the normal route. Let's just respect the prio heroes. Valentina, Faramis maybe coming out next. There you go. And possibly leave out the 1-1. They have Clover. You know, arguably the best 1-1 player in MPL ID. Let it go. Let's duke it out for it. We haven't seen Matt on the 1-1 for a long time, and he hasn't found success in the times that he did pick that hero.
Yep, but when he was on the Beatrix, he is being able to actually get absolute value on those marksmen. But we have a comment from BTR Starlist for Bigatron Alpha.
This match is proof that whoever wins has the strongest mentality.
Woo!
Okay.
Spicy.
I like that from Starlist, you know? He's been building this team up with his new coaching style, with his new vision and identity for the team, and so far it has worked, right? The mentality is mostly to do with that. I can see the confidence already from the players that maybe wasn't present as much in Season 9. You can see, though, for the bans, it's exactly as predicted, Arashi. 3 bans towards Fairsick, the Akai that we've seen in the jungle 90% of the time in Season 10, Ling and Fanny.
Yeah, but this is also starting to limit Max's hero pool as well, so this may be a double-edged sword, but once again, time will tell. EVOS Legends with the last ban. Will it be 1-1? Will it be other priority heroes? I mean, Julian is still on the table, so is Karina, as well as that Eve, but it actually is going to be the 1-1. They don't want to risk that falling into the hands of BTR, even though, like Mirko mentioned, we have not yet seen a successful attempt on Matt for 1-1.
Something's up, something's up.
What is it?
Natalia wasn't banned out here. Bigatron Alpha might pick it up. Key is known to play Natalia. Will he go for it, Arashi?
Well, we saw it being put to absolutely amazing use in the previous game. So we'll have to see. First pick for the side of Bigatron will be the Yeep. This is more in style with what we've come to expect, right? The the normal front to back, flexible picks from the side of Bigatron. if they secure a good mid lane, they can transition that into a strong side lane as well, or a very aggressive jungle maneuver, invading towards the opposing team's jungle. So we have to see what is the response from the side of EVOS Legends.
Yeah, Moreno also really likes his hero, and as of right now, I know it's only been one match, but he is still sitting at a 100% win rate on that hero. So now from the side of EVOS Legends, the floor is on their hands right now. What can they be picking up here? There is still a lot of heroes on the board. How do we feel about Julian right now? Oh, and Julian it is.
Perfect, exactly. I was about to transition that to my next point. Pick a hero for fair's sake. Don't let it go to the second phase, because as you can see, that's what Bigatron are trying to go for, banning fair's sake out. This man, coming out of the MDL to the MPL, basically had such a big impact. EVOS won in the season that he joined. Season 7, as a rookie, replacing a legend in the team, won.
Yep.
The fact that he was able to rise to the occasion and get a win streak with EVOS Legends all the way to becoming the champions, that shows how good, how much potential fair's sake truly has in MPL. But on the side of BTR, they're going for the same strategy we saw yesterday, Arashi. Yves, Beatrix, and they pick up an Esmeralda. But they're up against a Masha.
Exactly. Even Beatrix, man, so they're going for the very strong backline presence, but now with a Masha and a Julian, there's a lot of potential for EVOS Legends to orchestrate a dive, right, towards the back line. And unlike with Onyx, they do not have the Akai for that protection, so they have to try and find a different solution. And for EVOS right now, they can take one more hero to try and make that happen. That will be the Claude. That is even more dive. Something needs to be picked up by Bigatron to try and deal with this, man.
Man, full dive comp here from the side of EVOS Legends. If they want to sustain in that sort of gameplay, take out CCs, right? Atlas was chosen by Key yesterday. We saw the effect as well as a Lolita. That could definitely be an option for them to ban out here as we enter the second phase of the ban and picks.
Disengage, that's what BTR needs right now. They already have a solid frontliner in the Esmeralda, and this is what you mentioned, Eterna. The bans toward the jungle, focusing on the jungle, could be a double-edged sword. The Akai could have been a perfect pick for BTR to just nullify that Masha dive with the Julian as well. But now that it's banned, Bigatron will need to look for something else. Meanwhile, EVOS Legends, as you can see there, we had a comment from Bajan Arashi talking about Starless. He said that in the Starless era, BTR seems to play more disciplined.
Absolutely, and we have seen that. It looks that way so far, but it has only been one game, right? One match. So we'll just have to see how they fare up against the other teams, because we discussed this a bit earlier, but we have agreed that matchups styles make the matchups, right? So maybe Bigatron have to change something and play a bit differently. They banned out the Atlas knowing that EVOS will need a very, very solid engage tool, right? Without proper engage, there's nothing to set up the Julian, the Masha, as well as the Claude for those big plays, for the big bursts of damage.
This is interesting because I would have thought that Atlas would have been a great addition to their own team. But they've actually opted to ban it out themselves. So when we're talking about disengage, what kind of heroes come to mind?
Ooh, it'll depend on which role they want to put these the heroes in, right? So, I don't know, they have already a lot of crowd control, essentially, from Yves, but someone beefy, someone with a lot of AoE stun. The Kufra can be an option, but it feels like maybe it's not ideal in the current situation.
Your team is banning.
Ruby?
Diggy, those are the two heroes that instantly come up when you say disengage. Akai as well, but we can't say it because it's been banned. The Atlas as well has been banned by BTR. Aside from Diggy, aside from Ruby, what other hero can they go for here? Single target, basically.
I don't know, Lolita?
Technically, the Lolita is pretty good in the disengage, but it's very gimmicky. You need to be very, very precise with your Numenor Blast. You need to time it well as well so that you don't get hit by any of the CC while you're channeling it. Here, you can see the Julian can pop up that enhanced chain just instantly there, as we're going to take a look at what White Chicken has to say. He actually thinks that EVOS will win this. So he's on your side, Arashi, because this team made me see MPL IDs. So, White Chicken all the way from North America. The first time he heard about MPL ID was through EVOS.
Exactly, you can't deny the impact EVOS has had
World champions
in the esports scene, essentially, especially for Mobile Legends, right? So, Now, Natalia will be banned from Bigatron. That is what they are assuming EVOS might go for. That is an option, right? If you can't go for the big engages, go for a hero that can really wreak havoc in the back line. So Natalia will be denied from EVOS, but they are still lacking a bit of crowd control, a bit of engage. And if they don't have it, it might be a bit too risky. Franco is actually still open, but with how they've been picking, they've been drafting, that doesn't sound like it's...
Your
oh,
team
actually,
is
well, I was about to say
picking.
it doesn't look like it's gonna make a lot of sense, but they go for it.
It looks good on the side of EVOS Legends. I would agree that it doesn't look good for BTR because what they need to go for is peel. But you can see the crowd already going crazy for that Franco pick by Bajan. Again, one of his picks that, you know, Bajan, he's a pure tank player. He likes playing on these engage-heavy tanks. Going for the Franco is definitely a difference here from what he usually plays in the MDL, but I wanna highlight Pendragon because in the MDL he had a stellar performance in the grand finals against Alter Ego X on this hero. His Masha was constantly 1v4, 1v5, but Eterna, your prediction was correct. The Lolita comes out and the Balman in the jungle to secure objectives. 3 frontliners to try to soak in as much damage from this dive comp that EVOS have selected for themselves.
Ooh, they're looking really beefy right now from the side of Bigatron. Now, does EVOS Legends with Claude, Julian, and Masha, do they have enough damage? Another question is where this Julian will actually be placed, because is it going to be a jungle Julian or a mid Julian? Because if not, they have yet to secure a mid laner here for Krite. So far, we've only seen Krite use those heroes like the Yves, like the Sicilian, so if he does pick up the Julian, this is going to be a new shade for him.
Exactly. Now we see Donkey in the back just showing support right here with the rest of the NA.
I wonder who he's
players.
rooting for.
I wonder,
It's
actually.
not like he was an ex-EVOS player or anything, but let's take a look at the final pick. It's EVOS going for the Lilia on the hands of Krite. Another one of his favorite picks here in the MPL. Let's talk about Krite. Krite, the new team captain of EVOS Legends, and in my opinion, the man who really shined in Season 9.
Yeah, he has for sure had a lot of roles. Leading a team that is essentially new with not much synergy, of course there's a lot of weight on his shoulders. But speaking of the team compositions though, they are severely outranged, but they do have the option of using that Masha to completely zone away the Beatrix and the Yves. So that is still in their playbook, but Bigatron can still adapt to that and see if they can maybe, you know, use their crowd control and shut that kind of ideas down. And of course, if EVOS doesn't get ahead in the early game, that Masha won't be nearly tanky enough.
Oh, okay, unanimous
Wow.
18 minutes. We'll see if that comes true or not here.
We didn't
for
sync this
game
up, by the
number
way,
one.
guys. This is,
Yeah.
I didn't even take a look at your prediction.
Me neither.
Yeah. So, 18-minute game. Well, I guess we all know, when it comes to Bigatron, they always take the game long. Win or lose, it's always a long game because of how slow the tempo is in their games. But ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Both of the drafts wrapped up. Arashi, quick predictions. We know that you think EVOS will win the series, but based on the draft for game 1.
I think EVOS is gonna take it, man. I think they have what it takes and they have the options to play around with when necessary.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, Eterna. Bix is there. He's staring you down.
Hi, Vix.
Do you go for BTR or EVOS in the
What do you
draft?
think, Bix? What do you think, Bix? What? It's all about timing? Okay. It's all about timing, guys. Whoever dishes out the damage first will have not the upper hand, but be able to become backed. If that makes sense.
Ladies
Yo.
and gentlemen, Eterna making a new word here on the English desk. Comebackable is the term. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're jumping straight in to this derby. It's EVOS taking on Bigatron Alpha in the land of Dawn. Matt up top in the gold lane, already just farming. Doesn't really want to go for any aggressive trades because Bajan is here to come and play. The hook almost connecting.
Almost connects here. And what I meant by timing was the fact that whoever goes in aggressively first and pops the ultimates first might be able to get, you know, cancelled. And I mean this by because if, let's say, EVOS Legends wants to go for a really offensive strike first, Bigatron Alpha has the tools in their kit to be able to cancel that because they have the Numenon Blast coming in from Key. They also have a lot of options with Matt as well on the Beatrix, as well as that real-world manipulation coming in from Moreno. But on the flip side, even if they do want to pop up these ultimates first, EVOS Legends also has the option to just wait until those cooldowns are popped, and then they can go in with Clover towards that backline with, of course, the Blazing Duet.
EVOS has control over the turtle area right now. And again, they do have a lot of combos. After Franco hook lands onto Max, he is able to escape though. And now, EVOS Legends, they have control and they have threat onto the members of Bigatron Alpha.
It's all about setup. Falling Star went on to members as Chorizo jumps in. Max on to that turtle. That's the Doomland Blast already popped and used by Key. They're going to go for the secure here. That's going to be Retribution and the lethal counter over to BTR. Fairstick zoned away from his own purple buff as both teams disengage. This is the BTR that we saw yesterday. Take objective, leave, avoid fights.
Already very disciplined, already very objective-centered, and now they're leading with 800 gold here in the first 3 minutes. How will EVOS Legends respond to this, understanding that they're relying heavily on these pickoff setups? Are they going to be able to punish Matt in that gold lane is definitely going to be the question.
They need to approach Bigatron Alpha from multiple angles, man. If they go for from one direction, there's going to be a lot of falling star moves, Luminant Blasts, as well as the real manipulation to try and zone everyone away from that front line. But if they come from multiple angles, Bigatron Alpha is forced to divide the crowd control into multiple areas, multiple sectors, and that is where EVOS Legends can get some value from the play.
So, basically what you're trying to say, Arashi, is EVOS Legends needs to force fights, but they need to make it messy.
Exactly.
But for Bigatron Alpha, what they need to do is use that disengage properly, use the range advantage they have to get the poke, and in the end, try to look for these very, very compact and organized team fights.
Exactly. They have to kite back away from the danger. Aggressive now gets focused on, but he gets out.
Good sidestep, baiting Max in for the hook to come through. Beijing with Bloody Hunt, able to lock him down as Clover picks up the kill. First blood by Samsung Galaxy A-Series, picked up from EVOS Legends.
So trades are happening all over the board. Bigatron Alpha was very aggressive in that first 2 minutes, but now EVOS Legends, they're starting to come back and starting to, show true to their first main idea, as now Chorizo is going to get a little punished here by Fairstick as well as Pendragon.
Oh my god, the crowd is going wild. He here with the stun onto Clover. Matt trying to follow up with the Wesker damage. Used his ultimate there, but the damage and the channel wasn't fast enough. Clover is still able to get out with a battle mirror image as they try to look for a collapse up top. It's all just a setup. Again, look at the smart movements from BTR. They move around top side. So Rizzo recalls from the bottom side, not even clearing his lane, just to get more pressure here as Cry is forced to use the Black Shoes. It's another free turtle from to the side of BTR.
Oof, Matt almost gets taken out, but this is the issue, right? When they just fight for control, when EVOS Legends fights for control against Bigatron Alpha, Bigatron has a lot more zoning tools available. But if EVOS Legends, if they pull the trigger and go for the fight first and then the objective afterwards, I think that is the approach they can take. We saw that Rebellion Zion was able to do something similar against Bigatron Alpha in the previous day's match. So if they can execute that game plan, but better, that will be a very significant key to victory for EVOS Legends.
Yeah, that's definitely something they do need to keep in mind. As you can see here on screen, that EVOS Legends, they're starting to rotate towards that top side. They are and trying to pressure Matt here, but we'll see, as there is a huge response coming in from the other members of Bigatron Alpha.
Luminant Blast predicted with a flicker there. It's going to be Beijing taken down, but look at Enhanced Chain, able to peel for a little bit longer. He taken down. Real world manipulation all around. Bright trying to dish out the damage as that's the Black Shoes pop to disengage. A 1-for-1, both roamers going down.
Remember that EVOS Legends, they brought 3 sprints, so even if the Numenon Blast, even if the Numenon Blast or even the real world manipulation gets popped off, they do have the tools to be able to maneuver around these really, really heavy ultimates happening, and we can see that a little bit happening. So Bigatron Alpha, they also need to be aware of these spells when they're popped up, when the cooldowns are on as well.
Well, the question is who will actually get the upper hand the longer the game goes, right? For the side of Bigatron Alpha, a proper teamfight composition is good, but for the side of EVOS Legends, in that late game, a single high-value hook can change the course of the game. And now we take a look at the items, as Krite already has a bunch of cooldown reduction built up, and he can spam those spells as well as get out of sticky situations with the Black Shoes. And similar builds are seen from Marino as well as Chorizo. They want to make sure they can stay in the fight.
Uh-oh, Key gonna get locked down by the Bloody Hunt. Bigatron just getting the turret and backing up. Again, very objective. 1-3, but it's still BTR who's holding up on the lead, just not letting their grasp. They're not letting go.
They're not letting go at all, but yeah, I understand, like EVOS Legends, they're still waiting for Clover to use his power spike, because he is very power spike reliant. Once he gets the first 2 items, that will be where we see them play a bit more aggressive, but they are trying to contest the Lord, the turtle right now.
turtle fight gonna happen here. Chorizo jumping in with the falling star moon, able to immobilize both members, but Fersic, wow! Max had the lethal counter and he was still not able to chain it properly to take it down. EVOS secure the turtle, but Fersic, oh no! He's gonna get caught into 3 ultimates, but Bajan pulls key back. No bloody hunt available, and that's a snipe by Matt, not connecting onto anyone. They're just looking for objectives again. Very slow tempo.
It's very slow tempo, like we saw in game number 1 yesterday when Bigatron Alpha was going against Rebellion, but it was still a worth it trade for the side of Bigatron Alpha as they have secured more objectives on the board. Now the thing is, how is this gonna go? Because Moreno has made a significant impact. I mean, those real-world manipulations, they're able to do a lot of justice here for their team, allow a lot of maneuvering as well, and really preventing EVOS Legends from being aggressive and overly aggressive.
Right, Fersic already has the Shadow Twin Blades though, so that's a huge power spike and a golden staff as well. But alright, look, is taken out, but the hook lands onto Moreno.
Uh-oh, no blast though, perfectly timed. Fersic gonna be able to get out as Clover jumps in. Look at the damage in the blazing duet in the back line there. But BTR able to disengage, and they're happy with the 2,000 gold lead off of that poke damage. Man, this is very interesting.
This is very interesting. The counter engage coming in from Bigatron Alpha is exceptional to see. As now we're going to take a look at the fun fact here by Grab, and as it turns out, in MPL ID Season 9, Max was notoriously known for his assassin picks, and the fact that he picked up the Bauman today is actually his first time, so this is the debut Bauman on Max.
He's doing really well on the Bauman as well. So for side of EVOS Legends, they have to shape up and try and make sure that their movements have a point to them, right? Because Bigatron Alpha, it seems like whenever they get pick off, whenever they win a fight, there's always something they are aiming to get afterwards. Whereas for EVOS Legends, they just seem to be trying to get the upper hand, but they don't have a long-term plan in their minds.
Chorizo, 1 HP, still able to get out with the help of the sprint, but Pendragon is here as well. Arashi now, the tables have turned! The hook doesn't connect onto Matt. Pendragon used the Thunderclap earlier, still has the sprint to get out, disengage. Fersic helps his team out from the Lord Pit, because he's going to be popped here. Bigatron Alpha, Chorizo is coming back here into the Lord Pit. EVOS Legends once again on the run, trying to go for the flank. And that's to be Clover jumping in. Has Bajan, oh, he goes in for Bloody Hump, but he's going to be canceled. That's Max with the lethal counter combo with Retribution to pick that turtle, the Lord up actually, as Chorizo finds a kill onto the roamer. Krite forced to back away, forced to run for the hills as the sprint will be used. Bigatron again.
Bigatron has just the absolute better control of the area. They just wait patiently, they make sure that they kite away from all the potential engage tools from EVOS Legends, and they are able to gain the upper hand. You know, take a look at the item. Fersic has a lot of damage, but he does not get the opportunity to try and use it. And the same can be said about Clover. He goes in and he gets instantly chucked down, and he is not able to output the damage as reliably as he would want.
What I find interesting from the itemization coming in from Moreno is that he actually prioritized the Enchanted Talisman before the Ice Queen won. So he's prioritizing more cooldown reduction as well as mana instead of the utility that the real-world manipulation can actually have. But as you can see here, the Numnon Blast already charging, but unfortunately misses the targets, as that is going to be a Lord falling down for 0?
Wow. Right. They might actually get another turret on top side here. So Chorizo, they're trying to make sure that that is the case. But Bigatron Alpha, they're playing it absolutely calculated. And you have to wonder, is this the same issue that all these teams playing with Francos are facing, right? Bigatron Alpha, they have been very careful to make sure that the core members have not been able to get hooked by Bajan on the Franco. Whereas whenever they even got Moreno earlier, it's instantly countered by Key with the Dominant Blast. So they have answers for every time EVOS Legends try and initiate something aggressive.
This is just such... This is efficiency on a whole nother level, Arashi, Eterna. Bigatron Alpha, how they're able to play the game here. It all relies on the Beatrix. Now, we finally know why they keep on prioritizing that Beatrix pick with the Eve, right? The amount of range that the Beatrix provides on the Renner is just so versatile when it comes to sieging down turrets. With the help of that real-world manipulation to lock people down and just add that little bit of damage for the Renner shot to just one-shot somebody. That combination makes it really hard for EVOS to even defend under their turret. 11 minutes in, and Bigatron Alpha have already gone a 6-turret lead.
Yep. And so we have an announcement here where the new hero Redman, yeah, he will be out, and he is already out at this point in time as well. And Pendragon, he has the Twilight armor right now, so he is going to be a bit tankier. He's going to have a lot more damage. And the longer this game goes, the more there's a possibility for Pendragon to just dive in towards that back line. Unless he gets cut up.
Bajan goes for the Bloody Hunt Flicker combo on the back line as Clover jumps in with the Battle Mirror image to deal the damage onto Matt, but the Wind of Nature was perfectly timed by Matt. A 1-for-0 right now as Moreno was taken down by that dive. Bigatron trying to clear out the waves. Lord up in 5 seconds. Very, very good translation and very good setup by EVOS Legends to set up again for the Lord. Enhanced this time.
Man, I mean, Pendragon did that wonderfully well. He went straight for the backline, no care in the world for the damage that Matt could eventually place. But with that in mind, he was able to zone out and prevent the damage from ongoing onto members of his fellow EVOS Legends. And now EVOS Legends does have the upper hand here. They will be able to secure this Lord, but not if Key has anything to say about this.
Key pops a conceal, but it's countered, quote-unquote, by Clover with the blazing duet. So that was a bit early. And now Bigatron can once again contest for control in the Lord tip.
So Rizzo getting locked down. Killing spree picked up by Clover. The hook will not connect onto Key. That's the Lumina Blast already popped and used onto one member only. Bajan, Bigatron Alpha on the run. Key taken down. Gonna be taken out by Pendragon. But no, Key still surviving. He's gonna be turned around upon. Pendragon's going to go low, and Matt finishes him off with Max taking that Iron Hook for him. The twin buff here in the 13th minute of the game. EVOS, will they force the Lord on Bigatron Alpha? Retribution still up for both of the junglers. Bajan trying to zone away. Max has the lethal counter to combo this together. It's gonna be Matt looking for the dump on that. Wind of Nature pop by both Matt and Clover, but Clover is gonna get taken down. Lord taken very low. It's gonna be the battle of Retributions and Thurston who picks the Retribution up. Right, gonna get taken down though, as that's the lethal counter connecting. Numenon Blast will solidify that kill. Right down.
3 members taken down for 1 Lord in return, as Bigatron Alpha, even though that they lost the Lord, they were able to prevent EVOS Legends from pushing that pace even further. They are still now standing at a 3,000 gold lead, but the Lord, enhanced Lord mind you, is already on the way in that mid side, as First Sick has already picked up that Holy Crystal.
It's unfortunate for EVOS Legends. They fought so hard and they sacrificed so much to get this Lord, but they can't put it to good use at all. This is what we've been talking about, right? Is it worth getting the Lord if you lose 3 members in the process? Right now, Bigatron, with that advantage, with the control, they wrestle away the purple buff away from Fersik, and so he will be struggling to get any kind of income as Bigatron Alpha try and put a stranglehold onto EVOS Legends.
Already a lot of pressure there in the top side, as Sorizo rotated up there, put and was able to maneuver those waves, and now EVOS Legends, they are looking for a proper setup once again. It is still the calm before the storm here, as there is only 100 seconds left on the clock for the next Lord. We'll see what happens, as Moreno very intelligently has actually opted for that glowing wand, so a little bit more DOT damage to be able to burst down through members like Dimasha, like Franco, as well as Fursic himself.
Let's talk a little bit about the Lord, actually, Arashi. Yeah. Because EVOS Legends, they secured it. They played it really well. This is set up for it. And Bigatron Alpha, wait, instant replay presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series, but there's a fight going on. That's going to be Sorizo hooked in. Numenon Blast with a flicker onto Bajan. Only 1 member, Pendragon, coming in, running to look for a pick. Ladies and gentlemen, Max going to get knocked up here by the enhanced chain, and he is going to fall. Immortality is going to be popped out. Max still surviving up against Berserk, jumping around and juking these abilities out. Key losing out on his immortality, but it's going to be Key still able to run away. Meanwhile, Max, what he's trying to do is buy some time. That's about it, but he's going to fall. EVOS Legends pick that kill up.
EVOS Legends, man, they're playing it so well. And that's what we're talking about, right? In the late game, who will get the advantage? We missed the beginning of the fight right there, but as you can see, when EVOS Legends push the pedal to the metal and they go all the way towards the back line, Bigatron Alpha is forced to retreat, right? Unless there's an objective, unless Bigatron Alpha is wrestling away control, area control from EVOS Legends, EVOS has the advantage in these messy skirmishes.
Yeah, they do. EVOS needs to keep on looking for this. They need to isolate Bigatron Alpha, and they need to stop Bigatron Alpha from orchestrating these organized team fights. It's all going to come down to this guy right here. If Matt is actually able to kite away, play it normally, he's going to be able to win. Look at Key! Able to drunk everyone! 2 Embers with the Numenon Blast, stunning them up for Matt to come to play. That's exactly the right timing for Matt's highlight to come up, Arashi. Matt is the damage output from BTR.
Yep. They made sure that it's, you know, they have their roles separated perfectly, right? They have the front line and they have the back line. So Bigatron are very clear on what each individual's job is to do in this game.
Yeah, so Rizzo already once again doing his job, being able to zone, what, 4 members from the side of EVOS Legends? So now Bigatron Alpha, they've secured another Lord. Will they be able to finish this push, as now we are entering the 17th minute of the game? Let's take a little peek into the items.
Fersic is farming up a storm and he's almost at full items. He has a lot of damage, but so does Matt. So it's, you know, it's faster damage, it's burst damage on EVOS Legends compared to DPS on the side of Bigatron Alpha. So if EVOS Legends can't find a proper timing to engage, as well as making sure they don't engage into a Numenon Blast, it's going to be very, very difficult. Moreno right now understands he is one of the prime targets. He has 2 defensive items. He has the Brutus Breastplate on top of the Winter Truncheon. So he'll be a very tough target to try and burst down for the side of EVOS Legends.
Okay, and even other than itemization, you can see the way that he's able to position himself, because he knows that Pendragon might go for him there in that back line. So he really is waiting, but look at this concealed play is going to start.
Yeah, there you go. Pendragon trying to buy his team a little bit of time as he goes in for the back line. Going to be immobilized though by Cerezo's falling Star Moon. 2 HP bars gone. A Lord cleared out by EVOS Legends. A good defense, but a base has cracked. There you go. Numenon Blast onto Pendragon as the lethal counter is going to be comboed in by the damage from Moreno. Real world manipulation, locking Fersic in place and taking him down, but the enhanced sword comes into play to get out. Matt picking up the turret. Base turrets all across mid, bot, and top taken down, and BTR disengaged. The discipline from Bigatron Alpha shining.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like without the presence of Key, they want to go for too much. Because of that flicker combo with the Iron Hook, it was possible for them to take him out first. So once again, they are playing the discipline game. They are still ahead in 7,000 gold, and you can start to see that the respect items are coming through for Bigatron Alpha as well. Key already with the Athena shield.
Exactly. We'll take a look again at Matt. Player statistic, he is the star of the show right now, 5-0-4. He is the main damage output that EVOS Legends can't get their hands on. Pendragon goes for the dive earlier, but he gets zoned away. And the damage coming in from Matt right now with the shotgun, ooh, that is some damage that even the tankiest of members can't really take.
Well, honestly, Arashi, look at this. You're talking about a tanky member being targeted here, and will he be able to take the damage? Matt and Cerezo, they're looking for it here. 3 HP bars. Let's see if he's able to chunk him, melt him down. It doesn't seem like they are able to, but slowly but surely they'll be able to do it here. Bajan going for the hook, connecting onto Max. That's a frontliner, not the target you want to go for. Meanwhile, backside, Matt charging that Renner shot, not going to let it go just yet. They're both setting up for the Lord. Clover going in with that blazing duet, surviving 1 HP. Fersic, oh no, he tried to survive, he tried to save his gold laner, but in the end he's gonna get caught out. Pendragon going to the back lines, but Moreno with the sprint is able to maneuver himself out of that one. Pendragon going to be zoned away. Moreno low, but they have a 1-man lead.
They have a 1-man lead, and they have lost their retribution. Out of all the people that they could have lost, they lost Fersic. So now they have 0 pressure unless EVOS Legends, they want to take a gamble to be able to get it, but the answer is going to be no. Bigatron Alpha once again the next Lord into their hands, and this is going to be the 3rd Lord.
Talk again about the importance of combos there, and even though it looked really bad for Bigatron, they got like 3 members knocked up by Francis Julian, but in the end, it's still all within their calculations because there is no real follow-up from the side of EVOS Legends. They don't go in together. Clover was in first, and then the rest of the team followed up afterwards. You take a look at the player head-to-head by head and shoulders between Fersic and Max, and on the stats, Fersic is always on top, but in this game, you can see that Max is having a lot better of a time.
I don't know, I feel like Max is a little bit more low-key than Fersic, right?
Very disciplined,
He doesn't go for
yeah.
those crazy, flashy TikTok moments, let's say, like Fersic. He doesn't go too aggressive or too risky. He just knows he has the instinct to know when to go in and when to go out.
Well, perfect timing, Eterna. As you say that, they go in, and Pendragon gets melted, executed by the lethal counter. Fersic with enhanced chain, able to get fine 3, but Agent goes to the back line, getting that Bloody Hunt onto Moreno, but it's going to be the immortality only that Matt loses out on. Agent going to fall here, actually still able to survive with the help of the conceal. They survive, they defend, and they get a 1-for-1, but in the end, it's Chorizo picking up the kill. Still able to survive for now, but Enhanced Sword picks that kill up. Fair6 trying to defend. It's a 2-for-2, and EVO somehow have defended another Evolved Lord push.
How does this keep happening for the side of EVOS Legends against all odds? Three
Base
Lords
3 Lords.
already stacked against them. Once again, they're able to defend. What is Bigatron Alpha doing wrong, Arashi?
I think they were a bit too overzealous for the end there. They did get comboed by Fairsick, and there was great follow-up by Clover. This is what we've been saying. Here's the instant replay by the Samsung Galaxy A series, and look at that. This is like later on, but all the HP bars are very, very low from the side of Bigatron Alpha because they took a lot of punishment, and then afterwards, it's just people trickling in towards the base. It just wasn't enough. There wasn't enough minions. There wasn't enough momentum. So Bigatron, they have to keep playing it calm and calculated, man, because even this, even when they're 7k goal ahead, it is 23 minutes in the game. EVOS Legends, if they can make that huge play, that huge combo, they can still come back from this.
The combo wombo is going to be very important for the side of Bigatron Alpha, and in that particular team fight, we saw that Moreno popped the real-world manipulation quite early. Do you think that if he held it a little bit longer, the turn of events would have ended in different results?
Honestly, looking at it, it just felt like EVOS Legends played it really well, right? Sure, if Bigatron Alpha just went for the base, I don't think it would be possible, actually. Because considering EVOS Legends' dive, Bigatron Alpha will not have that opening to actually go straight for the base. They gotta deal with the people in front of them. And the damage from the people in front of them, the Claude, the Masha, the Julian, the Lilia, is definitely no joke.
Yeah, so I think there's a valid point that you cannot make about the real manipulation, but I think then using the real manipulation to try and zone the members of EVOS Legends away from the base earlier, I think that is exactly what gave EVOS Legends the opportunity, the trigger to make a play out. So first it goes in for the play onto T, not the ideal target, and it does not land either. So now Bigatron, they're playing the macro game so well. The lanes are all pushing, and some people are getting caught out.
Pendragon caught all alone, immobilized there by Chorizo's falling Star Moon, but he still has 3 full HP bars. Gonna lose 1, but it's not a threat yet for EVOS Legends. EVOS, they're just gonna take a chill, go for the purple buff once again. They're gonna have to micromanage the waves coming in from the bottom side and the top lane. Will they have enough time? Will they have enough damage? He getting hooked, but there's no threats here. Actually, it is going to be BTR who pushes this team fight because they know that Pendragon has been tasked to clear out that top side wave. BTR, again, they're going to go for this lore. Let's see, real world inflation casting out as the hook connecting as well. On the back line, though, Max finishes off that turtle. Clover with the basic duet, finds Moreno, finds T, and that's another going in. EVOS Legends turning it around. Matt gets hooked, and he will be taken down by Clyde. He's still able to flicker out. One more shotgun. Fairsick finds the Maniac. He's silencing the doubters. That's the Maniac by the Samsung Galaxy A series. With the Lord here, Chorizo can still defend for a little bit of time. Meanwhile, top side, minions pushing in. Chorizo jumping in with Falling Simon with a bit of junction. Able to buy a little bit more time here. A lot of shielding. He's able to clear out the waves. He's able to buy the time. 30 seconds on the dead timers. He's going for the minions once again. Beiju the Bloody Hunt stopping him in his tracks as EVOS Legends get the base. It's wide open and EVOS takes game number 1.
Game number 1 falls into the hands of the White Tigers here in EVOS Legends with a stunning comeback victory there. The execution was just so phenomenal. We couldn't say that Bigatron made a particular mistake. It was just that EVOS Legends was able to really take it into their own hands.
Wow.